like this.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you through the mic at all. My through the mic doesn't work.
Like, I don't know though. I can't tell if I can hear you. Or it's just because you're talking. Like, yeah.
Can you hear this?
I can hear that.
Do it to me. Do it to me. No, I can just hear you. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, I actually can't hear anything at all because there is a Flight for Life helicopter. And you got to be thinking,
good safety protocol.
That pilot has got to be very excited, you know, showcasing his piloting skills for, well, looks around a couple hundred people, you know.
Couple hundred?
Bit.
I'm thinking around 1,000, buddy.
I mean, yeah. Really?
Nah.
That's probably about 100.
Each student section is probably like 150.
Great, dude.
Hey, anyone that's like here isn't going to be actually watching the game. Oh, they're delivering the football.
Dang, look at that pilot.
We might be starting soon.
All right. Good evening and welcome into this broadcast. I am Mikey Harley and I'm here with
Justin Grant.
And this evening we're going to be broadcasting the Pigskin Classic between Pueblo County High School and the Pueblo West Cyclones. This is a oh gosh. This broadcast is a partnership between. Oh wait, no.
Come on, Mikey.
This broadcast is. Oh god, I don't even know what to say. This broadcast is. This is a shared broadcast between the Pueblo County Sting TV and the Pueblo West Cyclone. I'm a little excited for this game, Justin. How about yourself?
I'm very excited for this game. You know, it's crazy good rivalry. It's been going on for a long time. And both these teams, they just got grit.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to win these games. Both teams are actually undefeated at the moment. And they want to stay on that undefeated path.
And if I'm not mistaken, Pueblo. Oh gosh, we've got to be starting real soon. Good evening, everybody. I am Mikey Harley, and I'm here with
Justin Grant.
And this is a broadcast of the Pigskin Classic, a great rivalry game between the Pueblo County High School Hornets and the Pueblo West Cyclones. This is a big game, and this is a partnership between the Sting TV and the Pueblo West Cyclone. And Justin, how do you feel about this game?
I think this is going to be a very good game, actually. Both teams, a lot of grit, big rivalry, and I just think they both want to stay undefeated. They're both undefeated going into this game, and you don't want to be the first team to get a loss, especially in a rivalry.
Yeah, and do you know how many games are under each of these teams? Their record right now? Do you know their record?
So I believe that the Cyclones are 2-0 and that the Hornets are 1-0.
Okay,
so
yeah.
the Cyclones have played one extra game than the Hornets, but both teams are both undefeated. So,
and you know, just preparing for this entrance. How do you think a welcoming entrance, especially to this setting, which is a non-home game for both of them? How do you think the setting would give them a little bit of boost before the game?
I think this pregame setting is going to actually give a crazy good boost because both teams, their crowds are going to get hyped, and they're going to have the bands and the cheer and the dance team going for them. And I think it's just all depending on how the fans react. And however the fans react, it's going to affect the players.
And I know yourself, Justin, that you are a student athlete, and you know, being in a big game and having the fans, how did that help you in your game?
So personally, I think the fans they're like the most mental abusing part of the game. You know, when the crowd is cheering for you after you did one thing, it feels amazing. But when the opposing crowd is booing, it hurts. So I think both crowds are going to have a really big impact for both teams.
And Justin, as we're saying this, the Pueblo County is coming out. Big game, big performance. How do you think the players are feeling right now?
I think the players are going to be really excited for this game. They really want to win this game, of course, like any other game. But just being a rivalry game is just so much more important.
Welcome, Pueblo County Hornets to the
And here they are. They're going to break through their school banner, their poster, getting ready, getting the crowd hyped. You know, this is a very exciting game. Justin, how do you think? How do you feel about this broadcast so far?
I think the Hornets are gonna bring the sting, as their banners suggest.
And if we look back over there, there is the Pueblo West Cyclones getting ready. The mascots are out, the crowd, the fans are out, the student section's out. A lot of people in attendance. How many people do you think are here, Justin?
My guess is around probably the upper hundreds, probably into like the mid hundreds, probably around the 400 to 600 range is my guess. A very big game for both teams, big rivalry like we've said, and I think there's a lot of parent support, and of course there's a lot of student support.
And you got to think with this not being a high school arena and turf and field, this has got to be better. It's got to be like a better thing to play on for the players. How do you think this field could be different from a high school field?
I think it's just going to be a very neutral feeling for both teams, actually. I think they're both going to be in the same mentality, and neither team's going to feel like the home team at the start of the game. But I think by about halftime, one team is going to think that they're the home team.
Yeah. And personally, who do you think has the upper hand in student section wise or attendance wise between the Hornets and the Cyclones?
To me, it looks about even, honestly. I think just being a rivalry game, like we've said multiple times, both teams have so much support going into this game.
Yeah, and I think the fans are like almost a bigger part of the game. They're just about as big as the players. You know, I mean, the players have an impact on the game, but I mean the fans as well too. And right now, it looks like they're getting ready to present the colors by the JROTC. And Justin, I have a question. The temperature, it wasn't as hot as it was today. If it was as hot as it was earlier in the today, which I think was in the 90s, and it's still 93, but it's partly cloudy. You know, the sun isn't out. It's starting to go down. Do you think this helps the players?
I do believe that it helps the players, but we will resume after the national anthem is presented.
Colors for tonight's game is the joint color guard from Pueblo West High School and Pueblo County High School JROTC programs under the direct supervision of JROTC Army instructors. We remind you to remain standing until the colors have left the field following the performance of the national anthem by the Pueblo West High School Marching Band under the direction of Catherine Kennedy and the Pueblo County High School Marching Band under the direction of Josh Mueller.
And wow, very very beautiful performance by both schools as they're both in the in the band and in the JROTC presenting the colors. Justin, how did you feel about that?
I think it was great to see both teams come together and just show their support for this country.
You know, and as we were talking about,
Captains tonight for Pueblo West. Number 3, Lockett.
sorry about that. As we were talking about the student section,
O'Brien. Number 10, Aridon. Number 5, Robinson. Honorary captains.
as we were talking about the student section, there's more people entering the stadium. It's getting packed, Justin. It's close to full capacity. I say we're at about 60 to 70%. How do you think? What do you think about that, Justin?
I think even more people are actually going to roll in as the game gets going. I think, some people, it's hard to find parking. There's a lot of people here and not a lot of parking spots. So I think just the fact that some people are going to be rolling in late, having to walk pretty far, or maybe just trying to find a spot still. But I think we could get up to about 80, 90% by about the mid of the first quarter.
And I think the same as, this is a away game for both teams. This is far away from both schools, as the captains of each of these teams and the captains and leaders of each of these teams are getting ready to pick for the coin toss and see who gets the kick and if they want to receive it or if they want to kick off first.
County has won the toss. Defer to the second half.
And County has won the toss, and they won it in the second half. That's a big decision, Justin. What do you think? What do you feel about that decision?
I think this just shows that the Hornets defense, they're very confident. The coaches, the players, they're confident in their defense to get a stop. And for the Cyclones, I think they know that. And I think they're going to come out firing because they want to show them that their defense can't stop them.
And both teams, major rivalry. They want to win this game. And, thinking about both of these teams, big rosters, a lot of people coming up on the roster, a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors. How do you feel about, what do you think the players of these younger players getting these new roles on the varsity? How do you think they feel about this game?
I think they're going to be super excited. Most of them, it could be their first few varsity games of this year. Like we said, for the Cyclones, we're 3 games into the season. For the Hornets, this is just going to be their second game into the season. But I think it's going to be a big pressure moment, and they're going to have to learn how to deal with that pressure at a younger age.
And the kick is a very important part of the game. What do you think a good kick could do for a team, or a bad kick could do for a team?
Honestly, I don't really know how to answer that question, Mikey. For the Cyclones, we know that they have Garrett O'Brien and Donovan Robinson back there. Garrett O'Brien has been a very good returner for the last 2 years. And for the Hornets, I think they're going to know that. I think they're going to really focus, try not to let him get the ball, and they're going to kick it to Donovan Robinson. And let's see what they do here.
And the kick is off. And that is to, I believe, Donovan Robinson, who's going down, gets a break, finds a break, and ends up at the 40 or 41-yard line. That was a big reception and a big kick to start off the game. The start of a game is a very important part of the game. What do you think about that, Justin?
I think both teams, like we said, the Hornets tried to go away from Garrett O'Brien. But Robinson is also himself a very good returner, very underrated returner. And kicking it to him, I think they thought they were going to get a good stop at about the 25-yard line. He got to about the 42.
And the Cyclones starting the ball off. They give it to Rudolfo Gonzalez Gutierrez, who picks up a small reception, or a small rushing. What do you think about that, Justin?
So looking at some stats this year, Gavin Lockett actually has most of the rushes for this team. So they're very pass-heavy offense, and when they rush, it's usually not with the running backs. Usually Lockett taking the rush. So starting the game off with Gutierrez there, kind of a different sign. Maybe a different game plan for this team.
And they have, they're setting up with, they give another, that is Gavin Lockett who's rushing it, and that is a touchdown for Gavin Lockett. As you were just saying, he leads them in rushing yards. That's 6 up, and we're only a couple minutes in. That's big for the Cyclones.
And what a quick drive by the Cyclones. I think the Hornets were very confident in their defense, but as it was there, a 2-play drive. And it is already 6-0, and the Cyclones are up. Gavin Lockett, like we said, very good rusher for a QB. He's a very good scrambler.
And the kicker is getting ready for the extra point. They're not going for a 2-point conversion. And the kick is good. So they're up 7. Early game. They've got to be feeling good.
Of course, you know, I mean, if you get a 2-play drive for a touchdown, that's just a great momentum shifter off the bat. And if you're the County Hornets, you really got to start thinking of your game plan now. Because now you've already allowed a touchdown within 2 plays. Now your offense really has to pick it up. Your offense is going to have to take the momentum away from the Cyclones.
And County is, they're getting an opportunity to showcase their offense, as well as the Pueblo West Cyclones are getting an opportunity to showcase their defense. And I think both teams are very confident in both of them.
Of course. I mean, how can you not be confident about your own team? And that kick that was good, that was by number 23, Brendan Goodrich. So as we wait for kickoff, do you think the County Hornets will be looking to get a good return like how the Cyclones just got?
I think County, they're in a tough position, you know. It's the start of the game. They want to showcase their offense, and as the player trips them up, a little bit of a confusion on that. That was Keegan Dillon with that. A small bit of yards on that. Justin, what do you think about that?
So I think the main issue there was he kind of bobbled the ball when he caught it.
Yeah.
He didn't get the first catch out of it, and then it kind of hit his foot, and he had to pick it up, and then I think he just wasn't really looking to his right. And I don't remember exactly who was there, what number it was, but I think there was just a little misconfusion. And he just ends up tripping on himself, and they're going to start their play at around the 18-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, it does look like the 18-yard line, and that is number 10, Cohen Glenn. Oh, yeah. Number 10, Cohen Glenn. He's a junior with a little bit of yards.
So that is their quarterback,
Or
Glenn.
quarterback.
And it looked like there was a little bit of misconfusion there. As I saw on the handoff, on the fake handoff, they actually bumped into each other.
A little bit of a bump, yeah.
So I'm thinking they could have gotten some more yards if there wasn't that misconfusion.
And you know that could be because of this atmosphere that they're in. They could be nervous. And that is a pass back to number 17. That is Wyatt Ferris with. So it was a pretty good amount of yards.
Solid gain off of the halfback toss swing. And that was actually Garrett O'Brien with the tackle. We know him to be a good returner. He can play some receiver, and he's a very good safety as well.
And Justin, just any amount of yards is very important, as they're very close to their end zone. Do you think they're going to look for a passing play?
I think they might look for a pass here, yeah, just to switch it up a little bit.
And as we say that, they get the pass off, and that is a catch for Terrell Dillaha. That was a little scary for County. They got a little stuck up in the pocket. The QB got away with it. He got the pass off. That was very good. And it looks like they're setting up for a punt, and that is can't see his jersey number right now.
So yeah, the Hornets, they actually, I'm kind of surprised they got that pass off. Is Josiah Perez was there
Yeah.
for a good pressure.
And that's Garrett O'Brien taking it up the middle. He actually gets it towards the 44-yard line, I believe. That was good. See, Justin, strong defensive showcase from the Cyclones. They've got to be feeling good right now.
Of course. I mean, that pressure by Perez to force Glenn into what most people would consider a bad throw, but he actually made a very good throw out of it, got it to his receiver, and they just came up a little bit short of that first down.
You know, and I think that play could have gone a lot worse. The sack was there, but they didn't complete it, and the QB got the pass off. And there's a flag on the play.
So it looks to be that pass was just going to be a little screen pass to Garrett O'Brien. So it was just a false start, so it's going to be a 1st and 15 now.
And that was Caleb Mayer with that. A bit of a hiccup.
Definitely a hiccup for sure.
They're 15 yards back. How do you think they're feeling right now?
You know, I think they're going to try and not let this shift their momentum that much. They just got a 2-play drive the last possession.
And that is Rodolfo Gutierrez with another run up the middle. It was a little bit of yards, but any amount of yards really helps this team as they got that flag and they're back 15 yards.
Yeah, so that was actually just a 2-yard gain for Gutierrez, and so it'll be a 2nd and 13.
And now it's a pass over to the right side, and that is Garrett O'Brien who's going to take it up the sideline. He's got some room, but they have defense back there. And that was number 4 for County, Jonathan Gonzalez, with a very crucial tackle.
Definitely, and I'm kind of surprised that the Hornets didn't see that one coming, as that was the play that the Cyclones were going to run before the false start happened.
Yeah.
They ran the ball for one play and then went right back to that screen pass to O'Brien, and they get a very good gain on it, and there's actually a flag on the play as well.
And that was a face mask. So a very crucial play. They're close. They're up 7 right now. This defense, they've got to really pick it up. What do you think, Justin?
Oh, for sure. I mean, that was a huge gain and good tackle by Jonathan Gonzalez, of course. And there's another flag, this time on the Cyclones, as number 1 Gutierrez didn't get off the field in time.
Yeah, that was a bit of a hiccup for the team. You know, maybe the talking wasn't there. What do you think, Justin?
I think it was just a little bit of miscommunication. You know, of course this can happen a lot. You just miss your guy, and I wonder if they'll try to punch this in or if they'll go with the air attack.
And it looks like to be the quarterback for the Cyclones, Lockett, with another rushing touchdown. That was a big touchdown. Oh, wait, that was not a touchdown.
So they're saying he's down on the 1-yard line. Good stop by the Hornets, not letting him get into the end zone on the 1st and goal.
I thought they were in the touchdown. It was a very good stop for the defense. Wow.
Very crucial.
Yeah, very crucial. As they don't want the team to go up double digits. They have this is going to be 3rd down, I believe. And there, finally, he does get the touchdown. Gavin Lockett. That is his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And we are only about 5 minutes into the game, and Lockett already has his 2nd touchdown. We know he is a very good scrambler, and the Cyclones use that to their best abilities. And this defense really has to figure that out. And I'm sure they know that Lockett's a good scrambler, but you got to try some different formations, as Lockett is still doing whatever he wants at the moment.
I believe that is Brennan Goodrich, who is going to take the kick. Brennan is a soccer player for the team, for the Pueblo West Cyclones, is he?
He is, yeah.
And the kick is good.
And the kick is good. They're up 14 at 7 minutes left of the first. This is big. This is a pretty big lead early on. What do you think that County tries to get a lot of yards?
I think County definitely should go pass heavy on this one. I mean, they had a completion on the last play of their last drive, and although it didn't result in a first down, that's because they lost a few yards from running the ball. So I just think that they should maybe try to go a little pass heavy. Trust your quarterback. You know, see what he can do. Make his right reads.
On the last return for County, they had a little bit of a hiccup. So, you know, maybe they're a little bit nervous. Maybe that doesn't happen this time, and maybe they get more yards. I think getting more yards is very important, as they're not too close to their side of the end zone. And the kick is off, and that is going towards number 1 for County. That is Tegan Dillon with a very good return. They got a lot of yards. They are about at the they're at about
40-yard line.
40-yard line. Yeah, looks to be about like the 39-yard line, I believe. Yeah, they're at the 39-yard line.
And Dylan definitely made up for that from his last kick return.
Yes, he did, and I think that was very important, as they're not too close. And it looks to be a fake handoff. The QB is going to take that. That is that was the County's QB, Cohen Glenn, number 10, with it looked to be about. Oh, he actually lost yardage on that.
You know, they're trying to do that QB read option, like what the Cyclones like to do a lot. They like to do a QB quick draw, QB read option, and the County Hornets are trying to do it as well, and it's just not working out for them.
Do you personally think they go for a run, or do you think they go for a passing as well?
I really think they need to get their passing game going. The running game hasn't been so strong so far.
And as they do get a pass, but not caught, a little bit in front of number 4, that was Jonathan Gonzalez for the County. He is a senior.
And I think that Glenn I think he got kind of scared of the pressure there. There was definitely some pressure from the interior D linemen of the Cyclones, and the offensive line was kind of collapsing in on him. So he just wanted to get the ball out of his hands as quick as possible and just threw it a little bit too far ahead of Gonzalez.
And do you think they go for a pass on this 3rd and 11th? They need a big game.
I think they have to go for a pass here. Like we said, the running game hasn't been good, and the passing game, as long as this offensive line can hold up, I think they'll be perfectly fine.
And as they have a little bit of a hiccup trying to pick up that the ball as it was hiked back. I don't know about that one. Now it's a 4th and 19th for County as they go for a punt.
And I think the Cyclones sent in a blitz there as Braxton Rawson got in there very quickly for a sack. And it also doesn't help the fact that Cohen Glenn actually fumbled the ball on the snap.
And the punt is off. Again, that's Garrett O'Brien catching, running it up. He's going over towards the left side. He finds a gap, still running up the sideline, and he is at about the 45, around the 45 mark. That was a very big pickup. Looks to be about a 30-something yard pickup. Oh, they're on the 39-yard line. I'm sorry.
Still a very good return there for the Pueblo Cyclones. And this County defense has really got to pick up their punt return game and then that rushing attack. Make the Cyclones pass the ball. We haven't really seen them pass the ball that much so far. The only pass we've seen is a screen pass to O'Brien. You know, make them pass the ball. Stop the run.
Yeah, and as you say that, a little bit of confusion on the field. As the County takes up they get a flag. So as you were saying, this is a very far leading game so far. Gavin Lockett, the QB for the Cyclones, and Garrett O'Brien. They've had a big game. They've been a big part of this game, and we haven't really seen anybody else other than the defense for the Cyclones. Do you think that County starts to maybe put a QB spy in there?
I think they should definitely try to focus on Lockett and O'Brien. They seem to have a good connection going right now, and even when they're not having a connection with each other, they're still doing a part of their game very well. And I think the Hornets are going to realize that. Yeah,
and chemistry does a lot for a team. What do you think? How do you think that chemistry plays a role in a team?
The chemistry is so important for a team. I mean, if there was a team with no chemistry, they're really going to struggle.
It looks to be a little bit of confusion as they were a little bit mixed up, the wide receivers. We have Garrett O'Brien and number 11, Brock Keck. And it was a pass. Looked to be about, that's to number 2 for the Cyclones, Brian Siebert.
So that was actually a 2-yard loss, and I think that was supposed to be some sort of fake jet sweep, as we saw O'Brien run around like he was going to get the ball for a jet sweep. But they ended up giving it to Siebert, and Siebert got a 2-yard loss.
Wow, and that's it's a little bit different from what we've seen from the Cyclones. They look to be a very rushing type of team. As Donovan Robinson catches the ball, that's number 5, Donovan Robinson for the Cyclones. And that was a 5-yard pickup. They're on the 7th. A 3rd and 7. Do you think they go for another run as you've seen, or do you think they go for a pass?
I think the real only 2 options they have here, look for another pass. You got a short gain with Robinson there, a Lockett-Robinson connection, or you might try and go back to that QB draw with Lockett, as that's been very successful so far in this game.
And that was Donovan Robinson's first catch of the game, 5-yard gain, number 5. A little bit of a coincidence, but that was very nice, getting his game started. And there's the flag, or not a flag. There's
a timeout for the Cyclones, as I'm thinking Coach Buderis might be getting a little bit mad about the confusion.
Yeah, as you saw in that what you would call a fake jet sweep, there was a little bit of confusion between I believe that was Diego Aragon and Brock Heck, as well as Garrett O'Brien. They got a little bit confused on where they needed to go. They started switching, and then as the play kind of evolved, it wasn't too good, as they got that 2-yard loss. But the Cyclones, they got a 5-yard pickup, which was very big. Now it's a 3rd and 7 as they're coming back.
I believe you may have mistaken Diego Aragon for Ryan Siebert.
Ryan Siebert. Oh, yeah, that was Ryan Siebert. I'm sorry.
We actually see O'Brien in the backfield.
We do, and it looks to be a pass so far. A short pass to Garrett O'Brien, who takes it up. Definite first down. There's a flag on the play. Things are getting a little bit chippy.
So I'm thinking there was one on Dylan of the Hornets for the way he tackled him down. And there might have been a taunting flag on O'Brien as he kind of chested him up and hit him with his chest.
Yeah, that was a little bit chippy. Things got a little bit chippy, but you can kind of expect that from a rival game like this.
Of course. I mean, what type of rivalry doesn't have a few chips and chirps every once in a while?
A very big gain for the Cyclones, though. But we'll see how it evolves after this flag.
So it was actually an offensive penalty on number 68. That is Caleb Mayer once again. That's his 2nd penalty of the game.
So there was a flag on the offense for holding, as well as a flag on Dylan for the tackling. So those offset each other, and then there was another flag for sportsmanlike conduct on Garrett O'Brien. So now it's back to a third and 22. Wow, that is a very big loss. Very big hiccup for, I believe, the junior Garrett O'Brien. Is he new to the varsity?
No, he's actually not. This is his second year playing varsity.
And you know, it could be the nerves getting to him. It's a rivalry game. He let emotions get a little high, but a very big hiccup for the Cyclones, as it was a very big pickup and then to a very big loss after the play. This is a very important possession for the Cyclones, as Gavin Lockett goes to the pocket, catches a pass to Donovan Robinson, number 5, on the Cyclones. Very big pickup. That looked to be about a 20-yard pickup. And it's going to be a 4th and 2.
So you were right about that 20-yard pickup. And do you think the Cyclones go for it since it is just 2 yards?
Well, as I'm seeing here, we got Gavin Lockett coming out. I think they do go for it. I think they're very trustworthy and they're very confident in their offense, as you know, they've gotten a lot of offensive runs and passes. And Gavin Lockett's going to take it up the middle for a
definite first down.
Definite first down. Yeah, that was. I believe that was about at least a 5-yard rush up the middle for Gavin. Gavin's had a very big, or Lockett's had a very big game so far.
He for sure has. I mean, the Hornets haven't been able to stop him that much, and he's just kind of getting his way with a lot of things right now.
And getting the players set, getting them ready for this very close to the end zone play. That was a little bit over the range of number 11 on the Cyclones, Brock Keck. So they go back. They have a second and 10. Do you think they go for a running?
I don't know. I think they really want to get that pass to Keck, as Keck is a very, very large man. He's actually listed at about 6'5", and as a receiver, that is a very tall receiver. And I think they're looking for him on a one-on-one with a shorter Terrell Dillaha guarding him.
Yeah. And, you know, the Cyclones, okay, there's a hike, and Gavin Lockett goes back. He tries to get out of the pocket. He tries to find some space, and that was a sack for County. That was number,
I believe that was number 31, a little bit of 45 and 55. So that would also, maybe not 45.
That was a very big, very, very big defensive stop right there.
Looks like that was a bit of, like you said,
confusion.
Yeah.
And then it's a 3 and 9. It's third down. They got 19 yards. I think they go for a pass right here. But
I think they might look towards Brock Keck again for, you know, that connection with just how big he is, to just go up and get that ball.
Wow, and a delay of game. So not only did they have a 19-yard towards the first down, now it's 24 yards. So it's a 3rd and 24. They almost have to go for a pass right here.
You know, the Cyclones they've kind of been a mess tonight. There had been a lot of confusion and just a lot of flags.
And Gavin Lockett's going to take it up. He's rushing. This is going to get close. And another flag is down. 67 and 24. 24 from County. That is number 24, Johnny Mooring. And 67 on the Cyclones.
That is Caden Clough.
So, wow, a big pickup. Very big pickup for Lockett on the Cyclones. But there's a flag on the play.
I'm wondering if that's on Clough for the pancake.
Yeah, as you see, he did he stopped him, and then he did a little bit too much after the play.
For sure, and I mean he already had his man beat, He was already blocking him enough as he was. He was way behind the play. And there's just really no point for that.
Yeah, especially when you need as many yards as they did, which was 24 yards.
There are 2 penalties on play.
Now there's 2 penalties.
Holding, number 67 of the
There's a penalty on
10 yards back.
67. So it is going to be 3rd and 1 again. So
Next penalty. After the play. Personal foul. Number 9 of the defense. 15 yards.
and then there was a penalty after on number 9 for County, which is number 9, AJ Marufo. A lot of flags so far as they went from a 3rd and 20, a 3rd and 19 to now a 3rd and or 3rd and 24 to a 3rd and 19. So they're back to where they were about 3 or 4 plays ago. Justin, what do you think is going on so far with both teams?
I think there's just been a lot of flags, too many flags for both sides.
And it looks like another. And Gavin Lockett, a lot of pressure. Gavin Lockett's still down a little bit. Gavin Lockett is walking off. Looks like he got a little bit of he's in a little bit of pain right now.
Maybe just a simple ankle tweak, and it's just kind of bugging him right now, but he'll probably just walk it off, and he'll be all good. But I'm thinking it's going to be a punt, or maybe they go for a field goal. I don't think they can at this point. I think they're too far back for a field goal.
You know, that was a very big defensive stop. Multiple chances for the Cyclones.
So this is going to have to be a very short punt.
Yeah, a very short punt indeed, within about 40 to 50 yards. And that is Donovan Robinson punting as he punts it out of bounds.
And that's kind of interesting to see Robinson as the punter. Last year, it was actually Gavin Lockett as a punter. And this year, it seems to be maybe that ankle tweak caused Lockett to not be able to punt, and Robinson was the next guy up, but pretty good punt as it went out about the 9-yard line.
Yeah, exactly. So, very big stop for County. They have a chance now, very close to their own end zone though, but they have a chance to lower this deficit that they're in, a 14 deficit. They still got 47 seconds left in the first.
And they're still right in this game. 2 touchdowns is not a big lead at all for any team. And if they just get one before halftime without allowing a score, they're going to be in a great position.
And it looks to be a rushing play. Got a little bit of yards. That was number 17 for County, Wyatt Ferris. A 2-yard rush. A little bit of yards, but any yards matter this close.
And once again, this offense seems to be very they seem to be struggling a lot, while the defense is actually playing pretty solid as of late.
Yes, their defense did come in a very big role as they give it off to number 12, or no, that's 17.
It's Wyatt Ferris once again.
That's two plays for Wyatt.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that's because number 22, Patrick Noga, I'm wondering if he is injured, because normally Noga is the starting running back.
Yeah. Ferris on that play didn't pick up any yards. We've got a 3rd and 8, and it looks to be about a timeout right now. The student sections are getting very involved, especially Counties. Do you think, how big of a role do you think this the student section is going to play for their team right now, as they face a 14-point deficit with 12 minutes to go in the half?
You know, I think this County fan base, I think they're realizing how close they really are in this game still. And I think the Cyclones should be slightly worried, as, you know, they do hold 2-possession lead. But, you know, County's, they've shifted the momentum to their side. And the Cyclones are kind of struggling as of the last few possessions.
And a little bit of an update on the quarterback for the Cyclones, Lockett. He seems to be walking around fine on the sideline, which is a very big relief for the Cyclones. A very big role.
And like we said, it could have just been a slight ankle tweak or just something to do with his knee. Nothing too crazy though.
And a little bit of miscommunication on that play. A little bit thrown over him. He almost caught it though. So now it's a 4th and 8.
And I'm thinking they're going to have to punt here as they are in enemy territory.
And yeah, we have O'Brien setting up within the 40 or a little bit outside of the 40. A very big and big player. A lot of rules. This defense really, in that punt, did not go their way.
And I'm wondering if number 19, J.J. Marquez, could have gotten a few fingers on that, as it looked like he was right there and it might have shifted because of him.
And now J.J.'s actually having a pretty good season so far. So now it's up, I believe, a 1st and goal for, or no, a 1st and 8, so something happened on that play. Actually, no, it is a 1st and goal for the Cyclones. That's Gavin
it's
Lockett
just
coming
on the
back out.
8-yard line, and like we said, Lockett is going to be okay.
They have, County has a lot. They have, and they give a handoff to Gutierrez, who gets the touchdown. That was an 8-yard touchdown. Very big touchdown. One possession, very close, very good defense from the Cyclones.
And that's a lot of props to the defense, I think, there. You know, setting them up in such a good position to just have a one-play drive. And I believe that is actually Gutierrez's first touchdown of the year.
Wow. Very big touchdown for him. He's going to remember that one. So we got just under 12 minutes. We're actually 15 seconds in. And the Cyclones get yet another touchdown.
And Goodrich is now 3 for 3 on extra points in this game. Cyclones take a 21-0 lead.
And Goodrich, he's a kicker. People may not say that's a very big role, but 3 points is a lot. That's that could mean the difference in a close game.
Oh, for sure. And I think if you're County now, you really got to pick it up, as once again the momentum has shifted. Now the Cyclones have it once again, and now you're in a 3-score deficit. It is still only the first half, which is good for them, but you really got to get some scores on the board. Got to get a few points up.
And they switched sides on the field, so maybe they didn't like the view of the other side of that. Maybe they didn't like that other end zone. Maybe they like this end zone. Maybe they switch it up as they get a fresh start, as the Cyclones line up for a kick.
And we'll see who they kick it to this time, if they'll kick it to Dylan once again.
Which Dylan got a very big pickup the last time, so maybe they switch it up. Maybe they go back to him.
And this isn't Goodrich this time.
I believe that is 87. As it goes to Dylan. Dylan gets he spins off, gets hit. That was 83 for the Cyclones, I believe, who did the kickoff.
So that would be Logan Minerick. And I believe the tackle was by number 33, Gucci Hopkins.
Wow, no, I believe Gucci Hopkins is a junior. Very big tackle for the Cyclones. It could have been They could have picked up more yards. They could have got out of their side as the ball's on the 28-yard line, on their 28-yard line. I personally think that they go for a lot more passing plays. As they do, he passes that to, I think that was intended to number 4.
Gonzalez, that would be, but there is a flag on the field once again.
A flag on the play, and also a little bit of a limp from what's his name, number 4 on County. That is Gonzalez. He grabbed his knee. He's got a little bit of a limp, but he is good.
And a slight overthrow there. There was 3 defenders in that vicinity of Gonzalez.
There was also a lot of pressure on the pocket, so which could have contributed to that very quick and sort of dangerous throw. But there was a flag on the play, so they go up 10 yards. We got a 1st and 10 with 11 minutes and 20 seconds left. It goes to a run to Dylan.
It's actually not Dylan, that is Ferris.
Or Ferris, sorry.
And it looked like Trey Merriman, number 18, with the tackle there.
And that was a another good rush, but they're still at the 2nd and 10.
2nd 10.
We'll see if they make any adjustments on this possession.
And another bit of confusion as they bump into each other. A very crazy throw. He throws it out of bounds. They bumped each other on that, Justin. What do you think?
I don't really know what to think of that. I know the QB had a lot of pressure on him. Coming in from, I believe, number 18, Trayton Merriman from the right side. And from the left side, it looks to be number 20, which I believe is Clay Connor.
And I believe that is the 2nd time that Glenn and Ferris have bumped into each other.
Happened on the first play of the game, actually. You really got to wonder, is this offense going to get their star receivers going? And
as you say that, a very long throw. That was a throw intended to number 4 on County. Gonzalez again. Gonzalez has been a big role for County so far. They've gone to him a lot.
He's been targeted a lot, but I still don't think he has his first catch of the game yet.
Yeah, he's been targeted very much. A majority of the plays, they just haven't been finding their way into his hands. As the punt is off.
It's a very good high punt.
A very high punt. They're a little bit confused. County grabs their punt at the 31-yard line.
And that was 17. That was number 17, Wyatt Ferris, that came down on the ball.
Ferris has had a very big role offensively and defensively.
Seems to be one of their better special teams players, as well as being their starting running back. We'll see, can the Cyclones go for a 4th touchdown on this drive?
And a 4th touchdown would put a very big lead, and that is Gutierrez with about a 9-yard rush. Very big rush. He's been having a pretty good game. What do you think?
He is. Like we said, he got his first touchdown of the year tonight, and that was just the last possession. And then he just got a very nice 9-yard rush there on the last play.
And the Cyclones, as well as County, they've been running the ball a lot. County's started to go for a little bit more passes. Oh, Gavin Lockett grabs it. He's going for a pass. That is a pass and catch That is number 85 for the Cyclones.
Nolan Applegate.
That's Nolan's first catch, is that?
That is his first catch of the day, yes. And he's a senior tight end, so first catch of the game for him could be a big confidence boost. And I believe that was number 24 for the Hornets, Johnny Mooring with the tackle.
It was a 13-yard gain for the Cyclones. They're just breaking into the county's half. They're going for a run with number 2, Siebert, for the Cyclones. Siebert gets just about 7 yards on that pickup.
And that's Siebert's best carry of the day so far. He really navigated through the traffic there well, followed his lineman, and just eventually got tackled down around 7-yard gain.
So it is a 2nd and 3. Do you think they go for another run here?
They definitely could, as their running game has been very strong so far tonight.
And as they do, that is
Gutierrez once again, I believe.
Gutierrez again. That was a first down for the Cyclones. A big first down, keeping the drive alive.
And they're definitely wasting some clock on this drive, trying to run the ball more than what they usually do.
And County's really got to pick their poison as they have. Do they want to, focus on Gavin Lockett or the rushing, or do they want to focus on the passes? They have a lot of good wide receivers, and there's a flag on the play. Looks to be about like a false start. And it was. That's 67 on the offense for the Cyclones.
That is Caden Clough, and that is his 2nd penalty of the game.
And I believe that was Caden, if I'm not mistaken, who tackled and kind of stood over one of the county guys earlier in the game. Gavin Lockett runs very far out, throws it just away. Another flag on the play.
And I'm kind of wondering what he's thinking, because they look to me like Brock Keck was wide open crossing the middle. And of course, I am not a quarterback. But
that was a holding for number 75, Maverick Cruz Campbell. Wow. They're gonna need a big play here. Their offense has been pretty good so far. They've gotten close to to their side as they go back now 25. They're 1st and 25. Just was a 1st and 10 a couple minutes ago.
And I think Lockett's trying to use his legs a little bit too much here. I think he's got to trust his receivers and O-linemen in the pocket.
Gavin throws it. That's Brock Keck's first catch. Brock Keck's still up. He's fighting. He's still running.
And he didn't even get tackled, but they called the play down after about 2 seconds, even though he hadn't been tackled yet and fought him off.
Very big pickup.
On the tackle,
and that was Dillaha on the tackle. That's number 3 for County. So that was a 10-yard reception for Brock Keck on the Cyclones.
And after seeing what Keck just did on that play, I feel like he really got to try and get the ball to him a little bit more, as he just showed that what he can do after the catch, his yards after catch could be very sufficient to this team.
Yeah, I mean, a very big guy. As you said earlier, he was listed at 6'5", a very big guy, very strong guy. And that is number 5, Donovan Robinson, getting twisted and turned and then eventually tackled.
A little bit of a jet sweep there, and he kind of got thrown around on the tackle.
And that was a 8-yard pickup for Donovan Robinson. Donovan Robinson's having a pretty good game so far.
Very solid game for him. And so it'll be a 3rd and 7. So they've really made progress on what was just a 1st and 25. So they've gotten 18 yards just in the last 2 plays, which is very solid, but definitely got to get these last 7 if they want to keep this drive going.
And I mean, up to this point, there's been just about over 10 flags so far. As there's a catch that's a catch from Gonzalez Gutierrez. It's about, I want to say, a little bit over 15 yards. Very big pass from Gavin Lockett.
And a good gain there after the catch for Gutierrez, as he didn't really have the greatest blocking from Keck. It kind of looked like Keck gave up after about a few seconds, but Gutierrez made work with it and got the first down.
And that was a very good play for the Cyclones too, as Gutierrez was wide open.
Yeah, that screen pass really got him open.
And that is Gutierrez again with a short rush. He picked up 4 yards on that.
Tackle made by number 31.
Like we said, Gutierrez having a very good game, probably his best game of the year so far.
And that was 31, Caden Peters, who's a junior with the tackle on that. So now it's a second down. They've got 6 yards, and they've got just about 16 yards until the end zone. The defense has really got to step up here. And that is Ryan Siebert for the Cyclones. That's number 2. He might have lost yards on that.
And Ryan Siebert, it seems like he's kind of struggling in this game. And I think County is just kind of ready for him, as we see number 11, Brock Keck, limping off a little bit. He is running off, but a slight limp in his step, as you can see. And coming in for him was number 21, Roderick Aguilar.
And this is Roderick's first appearance this game. Roderick's a senior.
And we'll see if he can make a big impact here.
Roderick's a wide receiver. He's going to be setting up on the left side. And they looked for Roderick. Roderick was not looking back. A little bit of a miscommunication between them. Roderick Aguilar looks a little confused.
And I'm wondering if that was an issue with Aguilar's route, or if maybe, definitely miscommunication by either Lockett or Aguilar, as they were thinking of different routes for each other.
Very much so. That was a very quick pass to Aguilar. Aguilar is now setting up on the right side with Donovan Robinson.
And they actually have 2 backs in this one.
They're looking for number 5. Robinson catches it. Very big gain.
And a very good catch for Robinson there, as he got hit. Good contact catch.
Down to the 5-yard line.
And it's down to the 5-yard line. That was a 11-yard reception for Robinson. As we've been saying, Robinson again, very good game so far.
There's just a little under 5 minutes remaining in this first half. And I think if the Cyclones can end off on a touchdown, it'd be a great way to end off the half.
And County's student section is getting very hyped, trying to get their players hyped as well to get this very big defensive stop here. A little bit of pressure in the pocket, and he finds number 11, Keck, for the Cyclones. That's another touchdown as they go up 27-0, and they're looking to add 28, or to add another one with the kick. This would be Brennan's 4th appearance here.
And Keck, that is his 2nd catch of the game. And that 2nd catch of the game is a touchdown for him. Keck is, like we said, probably the biggest receiver that the Cyclones have. And he just got open very well, made a nice toe tap catch, and a good pass from Lockett.
And if I'm not mistaken, that might have been a flag, a 5-yard penalty on the offense.
So we'll see if Goodrich can extend his range 5 yards back. And do you think Goodrich will have the leg?
Looking at the background of Goodrich, soccer player, this is his 4th game. I think he does. And as we say that he does, making it a 28-point lead with just a little bit under 4.5 minutes left.
And, you know, like we said with Goodrich's background, he's a very good kicker. Soccer player. Like we said, he's going to have a good leg. And he definitely showed us that right there.
You know, and as they're going off for a kick, the sun is gone. The lights are out. Friday Night Lights, you know, very legendary moment here.
And if you're the Hornets right now, what are you thinking when you're down 28-0 before the first half is over?
I think what it is they're not trusting themselves enough offensively. Their defense is there. I think their defense is pretty good. I just think that the Cyclones' offense has just been a little bit better so far.
I'm wondering if Goodrich actually missed that kick. Oh, never mind. They added the point there. Scoreboard was just a little bit behind there.
The kick is off to number 1 on county. That's Dylan. Dylan gets a small gain.
Couldn't quite see who got the tackle there. It looked like number 25, which would be Zach Duran.
And Zach Duran, who is a sophomore, his first year playing varsity. He picked up he played his role there and he got the tackle. That's very good.
That's what you like to see as a coach from your younger guys, your sophomores.
And both teams have a lot of majority younger guys on the roster. As the snap is off, QB, and there's a flag on the play. That was number 18 who almost got the interception. That was a very close call.
That would be Trayton Merriman, and he just kind of didn't seem ready to catch the ball for an interception. Kind of just hit it with one hand, which I guess did get the deflection technically, but he could have had a pick there, really setting the tone for the Cyclones.
Could have had a pick. That was just good defense all around as they had a lot of pressure in the pocket. And that was a 15-yard penalty, first down for the Cyclones pick up another penalty. This is a lot of penalties so far.
I wonder if we're like close to the double digits for penalties for just the Cyclones.
Now, I don't know if they count many penalties, but I can tell you we're over 10. As the county student section is getting very riled up. And they get a pass. No reception. That was a pass intended towards number 10 on the number 10 Glenn. And that was
a pass to Dylan. It looks like it was number 10 Diego Aragon.
Yeah,
with the defensive stop. And how do you think the fans reacted to that? Because we could kind of hear they were wanting a call for a penalty. Do you think that was clean?
You know, I saw a little bit of grabbing on that play, but you know, as we know that football's a very physical sport. They've been getting a little chippy, a little physical. So I think they're gonna let it go a little bit. But they are trusting their offense and their passes so far. As he goes for another pass to number 4 on county, that's Gonzalez. Gonzalez has been there tonight.
This is just his first catch of the night, but you can tell he's had a very high impact so far in this game.
Yeah, they've been targeting Gonzalez a lot, but this is his first catch. But you know, as it is his first catch, and as they are targeting him a lot, they got to put a lot of pressure and defense on him. They can't let him get open.
And the Cyclones continuing with just a 3-man rush.
And another passing play. That was a short pass, but it was deflected and a pick. That is number 8 on the Cyclones.
Braxton Rawson.
Braxton Rawson with a interception after the deflection by number 18 on the Cyclones. That is Trayton Merriman with the deflection. And that is number 8, Braxton Rawson. Got the He got the interception. That was very good.
Very good return on
Very
the
good.
pick after as well. Got to about what looks to be the 15-yard line. And if you're the Hornets there, I mean, that's just kind of unlucky. They had some momentum going, and they were getting their passing play going. Cyclones send in a blitz. They weren't ready for it. He gets tipped and picked off.
Yeah, they were starting to look for the passing play that looks to be about a quick little short pass. Maybe that was because of the pressure, and that is Ryan Siebert who gains a couple of yards.
Just a short carry. We haven't really seen him have his breakout carry yet so far in this game. Only about the 1 yard gain on that play.
Fletcher Warner, number 68, is the tackle.
And number 16, Matthew Dubinsky with the tackle there.
Correction, gain of about 1 yard. 2nd and 9.
And wow, just a very dominant game so far as they're back within 15 and County's end zone.
There's just a little under 3 minutes left in this
And that's
game.
Ryan Sieber with another
Number 2,
rush.
Siebert on the carry, no gain.
That was a no gain. He actually lost yards. He lost
Number
1 yard.
5, JP Kafowski
He lost
is
2
the
yards
tackle.
on that.
And number
Very unlucky
25,
game for
Zach
Ryan
Morton.
Sieber happening right now as we have seen flashes of him being very solid. And tonight he just can't really get anything going.
County's actually having very good defense so far. They found the answer towards almost everything that the Cyclones have gave to them so far.
3rd down and 11 for the Cyclones.
It's 3rd and 11 as Gavin Lockett looks. That is
I believe that looks like Nolan Applegate.
Nolan Applegate straight up the middle. A very
Smith with the catch, number 85.
very quick pass. A very
Nolan Applegate with the catch.
very
And
confident
first
pass.
down there. It's now
Deacon
1st and
Dillon
5.
with the tackle.
So most likely a 1st and goal here. And good connection there between Applegate and Lockett.
It's another
And the
Cyclone.
Cyclones needed that as they
First down.
they're looking at they needed an 11-yard gain and they got that. And that is Gavin Lockett rushing the ball into the end zone.
Gavin Lockett for the
That is his 3rd touchdown of the game. I know he's a QB, but hey, maybe he might be a running back too for this team.
And it seems like that is Lockett's 4th out of their 5 touchdowns by Lockett. 3 rushing and 1 receiving touchdown. As well, 1 passing touchdown to Brock Keck for a receiving touchdown.
And wow, just overall an amazing game. And that is Goodrich again. Goodrich is he's 5 for 5 so far. He's really showcased his abilities out here.
And just a minute and a half until halftime, and the lead is 35-0.
Going into half, County cannot be happy. They're down 35. They've got a minute 30 to do something. Do you think that they can get some offense and maybe a touchdown or a field goal in a minute and 30 seconds?
I think they could definitely get down there. They showed some momentum in the last drive, and I think if they go pass heavy again, it could go pretty well for them. But they are going to have to work fast with just a minute and a half until the halftime break.
And this is just a very dominant game. Very, very dominant, one-sided game so far as the Cyclones are up 35-0 in 22 to 23 minutes.
Here goes the kickoff.
And that is again Dylan, who is gonna take a knee.
And a very good kick by the sophomore Logan Meinrich.
That is his I believe that's his 2nd kickoff so far of the game.
I think Goodrich handled just the first one. Every other one after that has been Meinrich.
So they're at their 20. They've got 80 yards to go. They got about they got a lot of yards ahead of them. They've got 93 seconds. We'll see what this county offense can bring. And it is a rushing play to number 3 for county. Dillahaw. Dillahaw's he hasn't been targeted that much this game.
Yeah, no, he really hasn't, and you just wonder if they want to try to get the ball to him a little bit more.
So they set up. Do you think they go for a Hail Mary in the future soon?
I don't know if they're going to be forced to, but that's Dillahaw again with a very nice gain.
Very nice gain. It's going to be third down and 3, which is this is a very important possession right here, as they're looking to get points. They're looking to continue to get this drive going. They've got 20 seconds left, and that is their QB.
And I think they're just going to run the clock out until halftime. Looked like that was number 52 and number 7 with the combined tackle. That'll be number 52, Josiah Perez, and number 7, Brock Badino.
Number 52, Perez with the tackle.
And as that time winds down in the first half, how do you think County how do you think they're gonna react and try to get an answer to this Pueblo West offense and defense?
I think they're going to have a very big locker room speech. And I think it's going to be a lot of, grit. Coach is going to be talking about grit and how to get them back into this game. And for the Cyclones, it's going to be to maintain this lead, keep showing their dominance.
And very big deficit. They still have half the game to go. County, they look optimistic. They're the audience. They look like they're still into this. What do you think?
So we'll take our halftime break, and we'll see you guys after the first half. See you in the second half.
I mean, where should I really even start? I got 'em even in the dark. I got my thinking back to the fact that they dead on my raps with the facts. They sat with the bars. I got 2 phones, one need a charge. Yeah, they twins, I can tell they took apart. I got big packs coming on the way. I got big stacks coming out the same.
And now, the Pueblo West dance team. And now, the Pueblo County cheer team. Pueblo West Cyclones cheer team. Let me get the weather bill here. James here. Up next for your halftime entertainment, the Pueblo County Hornets Marching Band. The band will be performing the second movement from the 2023 marching show entitled Level Up. The band is under the direction of Josh Mueller with assistance from Colton Ulecki, Aubrey Viapondo, and head drum major Amber Mills. Please welcome to the field the Pueblo County Hornets Marching Band. Pueblo West Cyclones Marching Band. The band will perform the first movement of their show entitled Rise and Fall. The band is under the direction of Catherine Kennedy, with assistance from Jeremiah Champion and Guy Summers. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Nicholas Romero and Catherine Loratz. The Pueblo West High School Marching Band. Let's give our halftime performers a round of applause. Well done. At this time, we would again like to draw your attention to the south end zone to recognize some of our District 70 corporate sponsors. Again, may we have your attention to the south end zone. At this time, we would like to draw your attention to the south end zone to recognize some of our District 70 corporate sponsors. Please welcome Board President Ann Oaks, Kathleen Cohan Howland, Chris DeLuca, and our District Athletic Coordinator, Adam Bumgartner. Let's recognize three of our gracious sponsors. Bank of the San Juans, Spradley Auto Network, and Wagner Rents of Pueblo. Now at this time, we would again like to draw your attention to the south end zone to recognize some of our District 70 corporate sponsors. Please welcome Board President Ann Oaks, Kathleen Cohan Howland, Chris DeLuca, and our District Athletic Coordinator, Adam Bumgartner. Let's recognize three of our gracious sponsors. Bank of the San Juans, the Spradley Auto Network, and Wagner Rents of Pueblo. Thank you for your support of Pueblo County School District 70. Let's give these sponsors a round of applause.
And welcome back to the second half of the broadcast of the Pigskin Classic. The kick is off from the Cyclones. That's into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback.
Ball's going to come out to the 20-yard line. First
And it seems like number 83. That is Meinrich. Has a very strong leg on him. Do we know anything about this guy's background?
Personally, I do not. So far, from what I've seen, he's been a very, very big role for their kickoffs. He's done just about every one except for the first, which was Brennan Goodrich from the Cyclones. And that is number 4 for County with a big rush. Big rush still going down. That's Gonzalez. A solid play for him. He's been having a big game.
He's really stepping up here. Just lately in this game. It's just been really showing his dynamic abilities.
Tackle made by number 18, Merriman.
So once again, we'll see if the Hornets can respond on their first drive back. As like we said, there's a 35-point deficit.
37-yard line.
And so far, I mean,
8-yard line.
they've had a big run to start off the half. As they snap the ball, they hand it off. Once again, that's number 3, Dillaha, with a short rush. Not a very good rush. That was well read from the defense.
And it looked like a mix of Brock Bodino, number 7, Marquez, number 19, and number 52, Perez, with the pressures, tackle, whatever you want to call that. I believe it was just more of a tackle, sack. But It's a
And
2-yard loss there.
we've heard those names before. They've been coming up good on defense so far, making a lot of stops. As they do a fake handoff, Glenn, the QB for County, takes it. A small rush of a couple of yards. He picked up just about 2 yards, so it's going to be a 3 and 10.
So just a slight 2-yard gain there, and Glenn, it looks like he has some rushing upside, but doesn't get a whole lot of blockers going up the field, and then it just seems like he doesn't really take the correct paths sometimes.
So as County is on their side of the field, they face a 3rd and 9. And a little bit of confusion as there's a timeout from Pueblo West Cyclones.
And just 3rd and 9 now, but Cyclones have definitely been holding their own here for the start of the second half.
They have indeed. So what do you think they could be talking about during this timeout, both teams?
You know, I think the Hornets are going to mainly emphasize on just continuing to drive the ball down the field, getting their first downs repeatedly, and just making this West defense tired. This Cyclones defense, make them tired.
Do you think they're going to lean on Gonzalez again, who had a very good start to the half?
I think it's going to be a fair mix of Gonzalez and Dillaha, and then maybe even a little bit of Dylan in there. I think those 3 guys are going to be their main X factors for the remainder of this game.
As both teams back setting up on the field, ready to go. As they snap it, Glenn looks for number 4. That is Gonzalez again with a solid catch, a very important catch for this drive.
That's probably not going to get them a first down. It does get them a first down. So
Just barely gets the first. That was very, very crucial. Keeps their drive alive. Keeps them in the game.
a very good diving catch there by Gonzalez, as, like we said, he's been a very big impact for this Hornets offense.
Yeah, and the dynamic between those two this game it's been great. Glenn hands it off to Dillaha. Very short rush. Might have lost a couple yards on that.
So yeah, Dillaha, he's had a few impact plays of just about 5 to 8 yard rushes, and then he's also had plays like this where he gets little to no yardage.
And that was number 9 for the Cyclones, O'Brien, picking up that tackle. As it's going to be a 2nd and 10.
And do you wonder with Dillaha, is it his vision on where to go, or is it more on the O-line?
Maybe it's a mix of both. It looked like a little bit of a false start from number 23, Glenn. He tries to find Dylan. A flag on the play. Diego Aragon was the defense on that play.
So Aragon looks like he might have got a flag either thrown on him because it was near him. And it was a pass interference. And for Aragon, he just seems to be very handsy. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Sauce Gardner in a way. And with him, he's very physical. He doesn't have the craziest size. He's got pretty good speed, but he's very, very physical.
And I don't know if you saw that on the play. I don't know who it was, but it looked like someone started to go a little early for the Cyclones, but they did not call it.
And I think it's mainly just because they weren't on the defensive line. I think they're linebackers, so they're allowed to move around a little bit and try to jump the play.
And that is a fake handoff to Dillaha. Glenn's going to take it. He's still up. He's still going. He never went down, but they're going to call it dead.
And once again, it seems like Glenn just has a lot of trouble finding his way through the defensive lines, as he keeps running into his own teammates, trying to find the correct way to go, and he tries to veer to the outside a lot more than what he should.
And do you think that is do you think that's from the pressure from the Cyclones, or do you think that's just their O line not giving them space and room?
You know, I think it could be a bit of both. I think the Cyclones' pressure is very high right now, and this O-line, they're doing their best to keep up with it, but in some ways, they're just getting blitzed too hard.
And it is the 2nd and 11. Glenn's looking. He throws a deep pass and a catch to number 4 again, Gonzalez, with another catch. That was a very, very good catch. Very important catch, as they're the closest they've been so far to the Cyclones' end zone.
Yeah, for sure. And that was Strong and O'Brien on the defensive side of the ball that were near him right there. We've heard O'Brien's name a few times throughout the night. A good amount of times, actually, but that's Nate Strong. That is his first appearance that we've said his name, I believe. And he is a pretty good corner. He's a senior. And Strong he's slightly undersized himself as well. This Cyclones team has a lot of shorter corners that are just very physical.
So a little bit of confusion as the play went live, and they're back to a 3rd and 11. So that catch wasn't a catch at all.
Yeah, it was actually incomplete, which I think why we saw some frustration from Gonzalez is after he thought he got the catch, he slammed the ball onto the ground. So.
And I said it. I thought he catched it. I thought he caught it too. It looked like he caught it. He has had a couple of those diving catches.
And I'm wondering if that's just because he didn't have full control of the ball when his body hit the ground. It might have bobbled up out of his arms a little bit once he hit the floor.
So both teams are talking it over. They're getting ready for this 3rd and 11. The Cyclones, they have to play a very good defense. They have to play very good defense to stop this good run. This is probably one of the better runs that County's had all night.
I would say this probably is their best one.
And Glenn he's looking for he was looking for Dylan on that play. Again, Aragon with a very solid defense.
And like we say, Aragon is just so physical. And he got that pass breakup just from forcing Dylan away from the ball. Instead of Aragon himself going towards the ball, he forced Dylan away from the ball, causing the ball to fall short and more towards Aragon's side than it was to Dylan.
And I don't know if you know too much about County's kicker, but I believe they're actually just going to go for it on this 4th and 11. And as they do, he's looking again for Gonzalez on that play. Couldn't find him. Gonzalez has been the main target so far.
And it looked like Gonzalez actually had it in his hands, and it just went through his hands a little bit. I think the pass was right on the money, and I think he had that double coverage on him, but could have made that nice catch, but went and hit his chest instead. Cyclones ball now.
Yeah, Cyclones line up for yet another offensive drive.
And you gotta wonder, are they gonna go run heavy to try and pass the clock a little bit?
I think they definitely will be doing that, as they still got a lot of time left, and they do. Picked up a very good run. This is I believe that is his best run so far.
Yeah, for sure. I think Siebert has shown a lot of potential so far throughout this game. As some of them, he's had a few runs where just things haven't gone his way, but he's also had a few runs like this where you just see the potential very high.
Yeah, Brian's he's definitely showed improvement after that half. Maybe it was just a little hiccup. Maybe he was a little nervous. As they line up, they go back to Siebert with another run. Does pick up yards there. Looked to be about a 3-yard gain on that.
And I believe he did get the first down there. So like we said, Siebert shown a lot of improvement in the second half already. Seems to be he's getting more reps than Gutierrez at this point as well.
Yeah, I don't see Gutierrez even out there. And like you were saying earlier, they have been trying to run this clock down a bit. As they go back to Siebert for another run. This is, I believe this is 3 or 4 runs in a row.
Number 2, Ryan Siebert for a gain of 3 yards. Second 7.
Yeah, for sure. And Siebert he's definitely having himself a better half.
Yeah, he really is. He's been their offense this half.
And you can't really blame the Cyclones here. They're trying to waste the clock because it's already been about halfway through the 3rd quarter. And still no scoring from either team yet.
As they give it to, I believe, that was Ryan Siebert again. Ryan Siebert has been totally their full offense so far. And this run has, it's a very productive run. I don't think they're going for, I don't think they're looking to score. I think they're looking to drain this clock, and it's already been half of this quarter so far. This is the quickest quarter that's gone by so far. And as they go for their first this is their first passing play so far this half, and that was to Donovan Robinson.
And Robinson has been very effective so far with just the short gains.
Yeah.
As he's been very, very nice just as a reliable pass catcher for Gavin Lockett, very close to him.
That was a 6-yard pickup, I believe, for Donovan Robinson.
And it looks like they're just going to punt the ball away as they wasted a very fair amount of time.
As they've almost, and the punt goes a little bit over. That's Gavin Lockett, who's just going to run this. He's just going to run it out. So hike didn't go as planned. Gavin Lockett's back out as the punter. What do you think happened on that one?
I think it was just a little bit of a bad throw by the long snapper. And in that situation, I mean, what do you do there if you're Gavin Lockett? I mean, there's not really a lot more you could do. I was kind of expecting him to run it back and just try and kick it as far as he could on the run, but instead he takes it as a run and tries to get a little bit closer to their side.
And that was Gavin Lockett's first appearance at punter since that tweak that happened a little bit earlier in the game. So as the Cyclones defense gets ready, as well as the Hornets offense, they're in the Cyclones territory. They're in their half, and they're looking to score. They still need a good pass as they do looks like a shovel pass again to Gonzalez, he's been their main target so far. Gonzalez and Dillaha.
And a good tackle there by Ethan Higgins. That is the first time we've mentioned his name, I believe. And Higgins is a very solid safety. He's a junior this year. Good tackle by him to just allow it to be for no gain.
And they're looking at a 2nd and 10 county. Glenn hands it off to Dillaha. Dillaha's running up a small gain. And that was a gain of about 2 yards.
Yeah, and not be a 3rd and 8. And you wonder, will they go pass attack here and try to target the smaller but more physical corners of the Cyclones, or will they try and bolster up against the big defensive linemen?
You know, I'm not a fortune teller or anything, but what I've seen so far, I think they throw a pass to Gonzalez to look for this first down. And they go for, that's Dylan, who doesn't make the catch. It's a very good look, very good defense as well.
And Dillaha just couldn't make the catch. It might have been very, very slightly. I'm sorry, that was Dylan, not Dillaha. And just maybe slightly underthrown. You got to lead him a little bit more. But for sure Aragon was there,
Pueblo County Hornets.
and he definitely caused a pass breakup there.
And on
Definitely
that
a
play,
deflection.
it looked like Aragon got a little bit of a hand under that ball to smack it out of his hands as Glenn catches the spike and looked to be about a little bit of a deflection by number 27 on the Cyclones. That is Ethan Higgins.
The Cyclones take over on down.
Yeah, so Hagen's actually just recently had a very good tackle,
First and 10.
and
on their own 40-yard
he
line.
almost had a very near interception there. And it would have been very key for the Cyclones, but at the same time, he might not have gotten the return as to where they are now, lining up. And now we're under 4 minutes left in this third quarter.
And I believe that is Brock Baudino, who's going to be the first time he's going to be the QB so far. He hands it off to Gutierrez. So there seems to be a little bit of switching in QB. What do you think that's about?
Number 1 on the carry, Rudy Gutierrez Gonzalez.
Yeah, so Gutierrez actually, like we said, having a very good game. And as we saw, Siebert got most of the last possession, but it seems like maybe this time they'll lean more towards Gutierrez as getting him more reps, as these guys are both juniors.
And as a later, Baudino takes another snipe and gives it to Gutierrez with another rush up the middle.
And that one will be for a first down, as Gutierrez has just been getting such good space creation off
And,
of every run he's getting.
What do you think? What do you think what's going through the Cyclones' brain as they go through a switching QBs as they bring in the backup Brock Baudino?
I think they're trying to save Lockett, as he has had a list of injuries the last 2 years. And I think that they really just want to focus on making sure he doesn't get hurt this year. And so putting in Brock Baudino, I believe that it'll really just, it's kind of a fail-safe.
And Baudino goes up. He takes it himself. He's going to go up for a big yard. He isn't going down. A major rush for Baudino, who picks up at least 20 yards.
And Baudino is mostly a defensive end as an edge rusher or a QB. And we've never really seen him run the ball. So getting that big of a game.
And if
right
I'm not
there.
mistaken, is this his first year varsity?
Pueblo West Cyclone. First down.
So Baudino has actually been playing varsity for his the last 3 years. And Baudino, he'll be looking to lead this Cyclones team on a nice drive.
And that's Baudino again who's going to take it. Wow. He is a pain to take down. Very big guy.
Looks like he got wrapped up by number 64. That would be... He is not on our roster.
So a little bit of confusion.
So it looks like someone is down, and I believe it is Baudino. He did have a concussion last year. So
That's
let's
Baud-
hope that didn't happen again.
And wow, a lot of support from both sides as they're taking knees and cheering. It's just great to see how this sportsmanship, even though it is a rivalry game.
Of course, and I mean that can happen no matter the injury. It's just out of pure respect. It's very disrespectful if you don't take the knee.
So as we were saying earlier about bringing in a backup, now we need a backup for the backup. And this QB is going to be his first time appearance. I believe that is Troy Patrick Garcia, who's going to give it to Gonzalez for another big run.
Number 1, Rudy Gutierrez Gonzalez on the carry.
And Gutierrez with another big game. I'm really intrigued to see his stats after tonight. Seems like he has a lot of rushing yards.
That's another Pueblo
So,
West
as
Cyclone.
this event has played out, this is our second backup QB. He is a sophomore. What do you think is going through his head?
I think he's really excited for this moment. Of course, you don't like to see your teammates get hurt, of course. I mean, it's obvious. But you know, he's going to take the most of his chance here that he has.
As he gets the snap and he gives it back to Gutierrez for a very short game.
And we actually have a lot of backups in right now. We're seeing our first appearance of number 40, Trace Humphreys. We're seeing number 89, Alex Smith. And we're also seeing number 16, Ezekiel Arrieta.
And Alex Smith is looks to be a QB, or not a QB. A very bad snap as Troy has to go back for it. Sorry, Garcia has to go back for it.
Patrick Garcia, just a lot of miscommunication there with his center. And that's just, maybe he wasn't quite ready for it. Maybe it was something on the center, or maybe Patrick Garcia just wasn't quite ready for it.
And Patrick Garcia is he's on the taller end for QBs. He is a sophomore, and just to hike it over such a tall QB, there's got to be a lot of miscommunication there.
We actually see some other new guys in here. We see number 72, Carson Middleton on the offensive line, and number 34, Joran Flores.
As Garcia goes for a short pass to Gutierrez, who's stood up. He stood his ground for a little bit, but then was taken down. It is a 4th and 26.
And so that's going to lead us to the end of the third quarter. And do you think the backups will play most of this fourth quarter?
So from what I'm seeing, I think they do, and this is a big chance to showcase their talent. So, as we were saying before, Goodrich, the kicker, has had a background in soccer. Do you think he has the leg to go for this kick?
You know, I don't know. It's a pretty far kick, and just the fact of them not really wanting to put more points on the board is it's already a bit of a blowout.
I believe it's about at least a 40-yard kick they would have to.
I'm thinking they're just going to do a short punt, is my guess.
Another short punt, and we'll see who the puncher is, as we've had a lot of different positions come in, and I believe it is Robinson, number 5 Robinson, who's going to be the punter. So they do take a short punt. They don't go for the kick. If you're County, this has to be a big half. Or big quarter.
And for County, I think at this point, they just want to try and get some points on the board. And for the Cyclones, I think they're just going to try and play very passive and just kind of allow County to control the rest of the game.
And that is Roseman in the back, as well as Dylan.
And Brock Roseman is actually one of County's best players, but Roseman hasn't really been used that much tonight, and I wonder if that's just a game plan that the Cyclones had coming into it to take him out. And a false start.
And wow, and it's on the defense. As they get closer, this is going to be one of the shorter punts I've ever seen.
I'm wondering, why not test Goodrich's leg in this situation?
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a 30-yard kick if they do, but they don't. They're going for a punt, very short punt. County does not want to grab that.
But it actually rolls to about the 11 or 12-yard line, which
very good.
Isn't that bad?
That was a very good punt for Robinson.
And Robinson, it didn't get a whole lot of airtime, but it rolled very well. Went into enemy territory further.
And if you're County, do you keep your starters in?
I think they do. I mean, that's what it looks like they're doing at the moment. It looks like we might be seeing some new faces right now, as we see number 51, Brian Lujan, in the game now.
And that is believe that is Dillaha with another rush.
And so we see a few other people here, a few new guys. Number 82, William Starcher is now in the game. And number 14, Royce Thomas is in the game.
3-8-8. Again, the winning number for the Pueblo
So yeah, it does seem
County
like the Cyclones
defense.
are putting in some of their backups.
As Glenn takes the snap and he gives it back to Dillaha. Dillaha goes for a rush. It was one of the better games so far this drive.
3, 4,
For
6.
sure, and this county team, this Hornets roster, I think they're really just gonna try and burn the rest of this game out. I think both sides are just gonna try and burn the rest of the minutes out. And
Take it there. 3, 4, 6,
yeah,
3, 8.
And you know, as time is still winding down, do you believe that County has a chance still?
I would need to see the Hornets put up at least a touchdown or two until I completely lose faith.
Glenn takes the snap. He doesn't give it to Dillaha this time. He's gonna take it himself. He goes up pretty good.
And honestly, I thought I saw Dylan on a nice curl route there, but I guess, you know, I'm sure for Glenn it is a little bit hard to see when you have defenders chasing you, and he would have been throwing on the opposite side on the run,
And I
which would
believe
have been a
that
very hard pass to complete.
I believe that was Eric on once again coming up big on defense.
Like we said, Ericon is very physical. He makes up for his size by being so physical.
Glenn's gonna take the snap again. He's gonna give it to Dillaha. This is the third or fourth time we've seen him done this.
Number 3 on
And
the
like we
carry,
said,
Bilal
Dillaha is just
Dillaha.
he's getting some short yardage here and just continuing to chew the clock as we're now down to about 10.5 minutes, a little under. And Dillaha, like we said, I believe that was about a three, maybe 4 yard gain there.
And they keep their starters, and you got to think that they must be tired at this point. Glenn takes the snap. He's gonna give it to Dillaha again. That was a bit of a jet sweep, would you say?
I believe it's actually more of a pitch.
Number 3 again.
A little pitch to Dillaha. And, you know, those plays, they're very hard to execute because they go so far to the outside. And it's just the defense all shifts to one corner. Makes it very hard for the running back to turn up the hill.
And I believe that is not the first time we've actually seen that play done by County.
And we have one more new face in, and that is Jalen
And Glenn gives it to
Hopkins.
Dillaha once again with another short a rush. Do you think that they want to run this clock down because of they want to get the game over it? Do you think they're tired?
I think it'd be a little bit of both. I think these starters are definitely tired, but they still want to get them some more experiences. This is a very young Hornets team, but I do believe that they should play some of their backups. You know, let them get some reps in.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. And Glenn takes the snap. He's actually going to go for a pass this time. It was a pass intended to Dylan, but
That's going to be a now 4th down, as it looks like that was Strong and Thomas there on the pass breakup.
Brings up a 4th and 5.
do you think they go for it on this?
It looks like they are going to go for it.
And we actually do have another new face, Brian Lujan, 51 on the Cyclones, coming into this game. And they are going to go for it. Glenn, he's looking back. He's going to go for a very, very, very long pass and catch from Gonzalez. That was a great catch from Gonzalez.
And just a beautiful play there by the Hornets. On defense there, that was Gavin Craig, a name I don't believe we've heard yet. And I believe he is a sophomore. Yeah, he is indeed a sophomore. So this is potentially his first varsity minutes. And you know, it's just going to be a learning moment for him. but great catch by Gonzalez there.
That was just all around a very good play and a very well needed play. I think they got a little bit of momentum now. As Glenn goes for another big pass, and that's to Dylan, and Dylan catches it, and that's the first touchdown of the game for County.
And what a good touchdown there for Dylan. Is that gets some points on the board for the Hornets, and you gotta wonder, are they gonna start trying to make this comeback?
You know, the crowd's hyped, the players are hyped. I think they're back into this, and I think they're excited and they have a lot of momentum going forward. As
beautiful catch by Dylan. And beautiful throws by Glenn as well.
we get to see the County kicker, number 20. That is Jacob Gonzalez, who's a sophomore. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
And a pretty funny thing there is the kicker, Jacob Gonzalez, number 20, is actually the brother of number 4, Jonathan Gonzalez. So a very good family tree going on there.
A lot of chemistry and a lot of competitiveness has got to be there. So you got to think, with County getting such a good drive there, getting a touchdown, scoring for the first time, do you think the Cyclones are going to run the clock down? Or do you think they're going to put another precaution points on?
I think the Cyclones are going to be a little bit more precautious, but I still don't think they're exactly worried. As a football coach, when you're up by 28 with just 8 minutes left, you really don't have to be the most worrisome. But of course, you know, miracles happen, comebacks happen. There's always a chance.
And County would need a very big comeback against the Cyclones. As that is Gonzalez, number 20, Gonzalez, who gives it to number 5. That is Robinson, who's getting pushed back.
And Robinson was swallowed up around the 16 or 15-yard line, I believe.
And, you know, as I was saying earlier, do you think this game's over?
It
The
seems
County
like
audience doesn't.
they have a lot of momentum going, and the audience is chanting, "This ain't over."
Do you think this is over?
I don't think it's quite over yet. You know, a lot can happen in just 8 minutes.
A lot can happen, and a lot of people say, you know, game ain't over until the clock's rolled. Just
Until the clock strikes 0.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Very good analogy there.
Thank you. So, as the Cyclones come out again, I think they have, that's Garcia, who's gonna give it to number 24 on the Cyclones.
So that will actually be Grant Rebar.
And that's Grant Rebar's first appearance this
I
game. He's a
believe
sophomore.
that might be his first carry on varsity.
Yeah, I believe that's actually not his first. I think this is his 3rd game played, I believe.
That's on me. But yeah, Rebar only a sophomore, so well, maybe show the coaches what he's got in this game.
Patrick Garcia gives it back to Rebar. Rebar goes up, takes a big hit. And wow, it's just as time winding down, he gives a chance for a lot of the sophomore to showcase themselves.
For sure, and I mean, as the sophomores, you really got to take advantage of this situation right now.
That's another Pueblo West Cyclone. First down.
So it looks like we have another new name, number 84, Tate Ashby.
As Garcia gives it back to Rebar. Rebar, this is his 3rd rush of the game. Takes a big hit, breaks through that, and then gets tackled.
And that was a crazy truck there by Rebar, as he just powered through the Hornet defender, and I could not see who that was in the moment.
And the Cyclones, you got to really admire and look hopeful for the future of these Cyclones, as you see the sophomore putting up well with this County defense. As he gets tripped up, that's number 25 for the Cyclones.
So that's actually Zach Duran. another new name we haven't seen, so it's also another sophomore.
And that is Zach Duran's first offensive appearance, I believe. He did
Oh,
get
you're
a
right. He did have a tackle earlier this game on a punt.
Cyclones are giving everybody a chance out on offense out here.
You know, that's what you like to see from Coach Buderis, giving all of his players a chance to show what they have, show what they're worth, and you know, using this to their advantage.
As Garcia takes another snap, gives it back to Duran. Duran holds on to it. A couple players jump onto him. Thought it was a fumble.
But it will be a 4th down. And I'm guessing they're just going to bring out the punt team, which they are indeed doing. And you know, I still don't think the Cyclones, they don't seem very worried right now. They're playing most of their 3rd and 4th string guys. And this game only has about 5 minutes remaining. So it looks like we actually have, instead of Dylan on their turn, we have
Roseman.
Roseman.
And do you think that Robinson, who's been the punter so far, do you think he goes for a longer punt, or do you think he goes for his shorter punts that we've seen a lot throughout this game?
I think he's just going to try and punt it as far as he can. And I truthfully believe that Lockett is the better punter than Robinson for lengthwise, but I believe Robinson has that little charm with him in punting in the enemy territory.
Yeah, I think everybody has their specialty, and Robinson's specialty is definitely shorter punts, as we've seen a couple good ones from him. And County is really, their audience is really getting into it. Cheerleaders are getting into it. With time winding down, new touchdown. Do you think they still have a chance?
You know, like I said earlier, there's always a chance, no matter what part of the game you're in. You can never count a team out, because once you do that, that's when they start to make the comeback.
And I agree with that. As Donovan takes the snap, a very good punt. That's a punt towards Dillaha. Dillaha's going to take that. That's Aragon making the tackle.
Punt by Donovan Robinson on 40 yards.
And Robinson there had a very good punt. And then Aragon with a great tackle as he wrapped him up and brought him down.
First and 10 Hornets on their own 27-yard line.
Sorry, I kind of tripped up on my own words right there. I said his first name instead of his last.
So it looks like we have another new face, number 35, Stetson House.
And
For
Glenn,
the Cyclones.
Glenn, the QB, is still out there.
It looks like the Hornets are still running their starters.
Glenn's giving it a pass to, I believe that is Roseman, making the catch.
And that's Roseman's first catch of the night here, but Roseman's actually a very good player, but hasn't really gotten the looks that he normally gets tonight. And a good tackle there by Higgins.
You know, and that could be just because of how dominant this Cyclones defense has been so far throughout the game.
And this Cyclones defense seems to still have, you know, some of their starters in, like Strong and Gilmore, and as well as Higgins.
As Glenn gives it to Dillaha, we've seen that a lot this game. Breaking tackles and making plays. Both of that, their dynamic is, it's so good. What do you think about their dynamic?
For sure. I mean, this Cyclones defense is definitely struggling a little bit more now that they have most of their bench guys in. But looks like Strong is limping a little bit.
And they're getting ready to make this. Do you think they go for a touchdown here? They go for a very, very, very long pass. Did not connect with Gonzalez, who was the targeted player.
And it just seems like Gonzalez there was not really like aware of where the ball was in that situation.
Yeah, he was not looking at the ball. I don't think he expected to be thrown that early and that far. So it seems like they've taken a strategy of throwing longer passes with time winding down under 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game.
And we actually see Luca Tucci in the game for the Hornets.
Gonzalez throws that to number 15, Luca Tucci, as you said. That is his first catch of the game. This is also his first appearance, I believe.
And I don't believe that was Gonzalez that threw the ball.
I mean, Glenn.
So yeah, Luca Tucci comes in for his first appearance on offense, and he makes a catch right away. He's only a sophomore, showing maybe he deserves some more minutes.
And I personally think there, you know, the dynamic between Glenn and Gonzalez, as well as Glenn and Dillaha, surprised them when Glenn threw it to a new guy. As Glenn takes the snap, gives it to Dillaha. Dillaha goes down. Another short rush. We've seen this a majority of the game.
Yeah, and that looks to just be around a 3-yard gain for Dillaha. And you wonder how many yards does he have?
You know, that's a very tricky question, as he's had a couple big rushes, and he's had a ton of small rushes.
But it looks like Dillaha is actually limping off of the field.
And Glenn throws it back to number 17, who is Ferris. This is not his first appearance. He's had a pretty big game so far.
Ferris was definitely more used than Dillaha in the first half, but in the second half they lean more towards Dillaha, and I think that may have been the better decision in the end.
You know, and as this game is isn't really nail biting, the fans are still here. They're still supporting County. You gotta like it. As Glenn takes a snap, he gives that to Gonzalez. Gonzalez jukes a player. He runs down. This could be a touchdown. He's still running, gets tripped up, goes farther. Wow, that was a great reception by Gonzalez.
And that was Thomas who tripped him up there at the end, but what a move by Gonzalez right after he caught it, juking out a defender and just running as far as he could. And he got very far in the distance, even after the trip, gaining about 5 extra yards.
And just under a minute and 30 seconds to go, 35-7. County, I think, is gonna go for this touchdown here.
I believe they are too. I mean, they're definitely in the range.
As Glenn looking for someone, he's looking for Gonzalez. Does he find him? He does not find him. That is great defense by number 4 on the Cyclones. Strong.
And it almost seems like Gonzalez didn't even try to attempt that ball. It looked decently close to him, but I think Strong played so physical there that he couldn't even get to it.
You know, don't think that was intentional, but it could be useful as it stops the clock, giving him more time to evaluate, talk over plays, and get back out there, looking for their second touchdown of the game. As Glenn takes a snap, he's looking and just throws it a little bit too far for Roseman.
And Roseman, not the tallest receiver out there. He's only about 5'7", but he's definitely still one of the better players. He is just super fast, actually very, very strong for his size. And you just gotta wonder, is that just a miscommunication with Glenn, or did he just think he had another receiver in mind?
You know, and I'm pretty confident in my vision, and I saw out there that Roseman kind of gave a confused gesture out there after the pass.
He definitely did, yeah.
As they line up for the snap, County looking for another pass to Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets open, doesn't make the pass. Very, very, very good defense by the Cyclones.
And honestly, on that one, Strong looked like he may have gotten beat to the ball, but Gonzalez just kind of gave up, even though it was just right outside, out of bounds. And you got to wonder, could he have made a toe-tapping catch there?
Yeah, I mean, anything's really possible. You've seen him do a lot of diving catches so far during this game. That was a great pass from the QB. Just a little bit over him, but he did have a lot of pressure in the pocket.
Maybe just a little bit too much mustard on that one.
You got to think, do they go for it? Do they go for the
I think they're going to
kick?
go for it. Why not?
As there's a flag on the play. from a delay of game on the offense. Wow, that is not good for them. Brings them back 5 yards to make it a 4th and 15 with 1:07 to go.
You gotta wonder, are they still gonna go for this?
I think they still go for it. And I think if they get the touchdown, I think they're gonna go for the 2-point conversion if they get the touchdown.
You know, I don't see why they don't go for it. I mean, there is only around a minute left.
And
I hate to be the guy that says it, but this game could be over.
and a very strong pass, just not caught by Gonzalez. A little bit of pushing on the play.
And the pass seemed a little bit low from Glenn. I know he's been getting pressure all night, but you gotta think he's gotta adapt to it at some point and give his receivers a better pass despite the pressure.
And as you said, it was a little bit of a low pass. And Glenn's he's a little bit of a taller player out there.
And Glenn is a junior, so I believe this is actually his 2nd year as starting quarterback though. We'll see if the Cyclones will come out at all, or if they're just going to take the delay a game.
And both audiences still staying strong as there's a minute left in this game. So,
I'm thinking they're just going to take a kneel.
Patrick Garcia kneels.
Yes, and Patrick Garcia did indeed take the kneel. And I think they're just going to try and let this clock run out.
they have 25 seconds on their play clock, and they have just under 40 seconds for game clock.
Patrick Garcia takes one more kneel, and I believe that should do it.
Cyclones
And that will be the
take the
last
Pigskin
play.
35-7. This is, I believe, their 8th year in a row that they've won the Pigskin.
That is indeed correct. So final score would be Cyclones 35, Hornets 7. And as you can see, the Hornets fans don't look too happy at the moment.
You know, and it's going to be a long ride home for players as well as the audience. But on the other hand, Cyclones, it's going to be a great ride home as they take this game again. It's been a long game. It's been a great game. I think both teams played pretty well. I think County definitely played way better than they did in the first, starting off in the second. They definitely stepped it up. They got a touchdown.
Yeah, you know, I think that first half was kind of just a learning experience for them, and then that second half really showed why they deserve some respect, as they showed very good promise.
You know, and a lot of players, a lot of big names came up. Who do you think had one of the better games offensively?
For the Cyclones, of course, I believe Gavin Lockett had a very high game, and then also Brock Keck had a receiving touchdown, which is very nice.
So as the game's over, the Pigskin Classic ends with a final score of 35-7. That is it from the broadcast of the Pigskin Classic from Sting TV as well as the Cyclone newscast. That is it for me, Mikey.
And Justin Grant.
Well, we thank you for watching.